Hello again and welcome. This is Modern American Gangster, and we are back with a news and current events video. We've got lots to touch on. It's been 2 or 3 weeks since my last news and current events video, and we've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it. The first thing I want to bring to your attention, if you haven't seen it, is my new documentary on human cloning. I've been getting a lot of views and positive responses, and if you haven't seen it, jump over and check out the new video on human cloning. Now, that should really focus people's attention and highlight some of this information that we have uncovered into why the general public people seem to be so non-caring and distant when you try to approach them with this information. Is most likely they have a connection to this human cloning operation, which is why we have so many NPC type people. Is when the population was re repopulated, when the world was repopulated after this mud flood, the descendants of these replicated people are these NPC people. And they will never wake up and they will never understand anything that you are saying, ever, because they have no personal consciousness. That's why they are called NPCs. No personal consciousness. They have no inner monologue. They have no thoughts and dreams. They don't dream at nighttime when they go to bed. They're just void shells of people. Now, another thing I wanted to touch on is my Patreon announcement. Now, right now it's not active, but I'm starting a Patreon and I'm going to put all my videos up there and I'm going to have all different kinds of stuff and content on Patreon. So if you enjoy this work and this research and you want to support me and my channel, you're going to have to sign up for Patreon. I have been doing this today is my 100th video on Rumble. So out of 100 videos, I have gotten zero donations or aid or any kind of help or anything from viewers. Now, I love to put this content out for free. I love to inspire people with this kind of research, but at some point, I gotta be trying to make a little something on the side. So, in the future, I'm gonna wait a while because I want to really fill it with stuff before I get it active. But future documentaries, future videos, everything is gonna be rounded to Patreon. And it'll be 9.99 a month for tier one, and tier two is like 35 bucks a month if you want to help out support the channel. I'm going to be selling merch and autographed copies of my book, and I'll probably end up selling DVDs of my documentaries and videos. I will put on the DVD, sign them, and they will be available for sale there because I got to do something. I mean, I've been doing this for a year. I haven't sold a book since December. So, you know, people who support OnlyFans content and these whores on OnlyFans on 10 bucks a month should be supporting me at least 10 bucks a month because a lot of work goes into finding this information out, creating these documentaries, creating a way to watch and enjoy this type of information, and I'm not getting any sponsors, I'm not getting any donations or anything. So in the future, I'm gonna advertise this Patreon more and more and more. But in the future, that's where you're gonna have to go if you want to watch this content and these videos. Now, maybe after I get the Patreon going, I'll still try to upload to Rumble, but there's such a small window of areas where I can put information out, and they're shadow banning and suppressing so much, it's hard to get started and get going and try to have some kind of monetization from this. Okay, next there is a new COVID variant circulating, the NB181 variant. Now, back on the 17th or something, I got really, really sick. And my mom got really sick, and we were really, really sick for about 10 to 15 days of headache, clogged head, sinuses, sickness in the summertime, which is rare. So something is going around. I want everyone to beware or start washing your hands as much as you can because this was a really bad flu. And you have to be aware that these vaccinated people who keep getting flu shots and seasonal flu shots and recommended updated COVID shots, these viruses are replicating in them, causing these super viruses that get people sick. So watch out for that because it was not fun. Now, the next thing that I didn't cover because I was sick for 2 weeks was the South African white farmers having to flee South Africa because of the black violent groups of people trying to murder and kill them. And they've got this black crazy guy who leads these people in cheering to kill the white people. Now, what people don't understand is that this main guy is a CIA guy. He has openly bragged about his Jewish funding and how he's going to stop anti Semitism because it has no place. Racism has no place in South Africa while you're murdering white Christian people. Now, what people aren't figuring out, they think this is a genocide of the white farmers. This is a subplot to the bigger operation. The larger operation is if you kill off 200 farmers and they leave, that will lead to the death of 20 million Africans after they starve them out. This is what these Jews and the CIA do. It's an ongoing large operation to kill off all of the native population, which are the black South African people. And when the farmers are gone, they will starve to death. And they'll have to have more aid coming to them because they are starving. Black Africans are starving. We need more aid. And the aid goes to South Africa. These people at the top steal the money, launder it. It goes back to the Democrats and the Jews and all these people. And then the people all starve. Now, once the people have starved and are dead, that's when they come in and consolidate the resources, all the minerals under South Africa, the gold, the silver, the lithium, and all these things that are under the soil. And this is what they do over and over and over again. And then when it goes from Africa to South Africa, people don't get it's the same con over and over again. Haiti and all these places where the spend billions and billions of dollars and it never goes to anyone but themselves. So look for in the year 2026 a massive problem because all these people are starving to death because they don't know how to do any farming or anything really. They can't build structures higher than 1 story. And usually if they do build a structure, it's a little like a animal lives in, a little nest. So that's the underlying goal of the white South African farmers. And they also use this as an opportunity to show how evil the Democrat Party is. They're so up in arms because 50 South African whites were brought here after they just let in 20 million Mexican, people from Latin America and Rwanda and China and all these nations have been let in. But 50 white people, hey, we got to draw the line somewhere. We don't need more white people in America. How dare they? So you'll see that coming up, coming through very soon. Next, there has still been no announcements of any money, no Doge checks, no refunds, no stimulus, no reparations money, nothing. We're not getting anything again. Now, it's been all this time, and the Trump people are just. The Trump train has fucking derailed people. This is not what we signed up for. They're not evicting all these migrants and stuff. They're going to get 1,000, 2,000 of the violent criminals out. But on a whole, it's open season because they want open borders. That's what the end game is they want open borders between Canada, Mexico, and eventually everywhere throughout Europe. No borders, no nothing, just open for every third world person to come into wherever there was whites and outbreed them, kill them all off, and this is part of their New World Order plan. And people say, oh, Trump's gonna take care of this. The New World Order has just been rebranded Trump's New World Order. And that's got a better ring to it than just regular New World Order. It's Trump's New World Order. And we're going to do all of this stuff and not help any of the people at all. They're going to make all this money from tariffs, and it just takes a while to trickle down. They were supposed to audit Fort Knox and make sure all the gold was there. And they said, hey, we're going to go make sure all the gold is there. And then nothing. Didn't check it out. They know there's no gold there. They know this is a bankrupt government corporation, and they all know this is a Jewish occupied government, and you're not allowed to look into the Federal Reserve. That's the Jews' bank, and you're not allowed to interfere in the Jewish corporation and any of its operations. So we're the Trump thing, we got played. They're not helping us. And all these people say, buckle up. The plan is getting going. They're gonna do all these arrests. It's been like 8 years. There's no arrests coming. Trump just said he is gonna pardon Diddy. He's open to pardoning Diddy because Diddy has been very unfairly treated. As this guy pisses on people and date rapes them with his lube and all this stuff. And he's been running blackmail and sex blackmail with these Jews who run the music industry. They all work together. Blacks serve the Jews. Any black you see in the Democrat Party, they work for the Jews. It's very apparent when you understand the Republicans work for the Jews through APAC. And the Democrats work for the Jews through other Jewish corporations and stock tips and all this stuff. When every single person takes the money, and if they don't, they will be removed, they will be blackmailed, their wife will be killed, their family will be killed, they will be threatened, and you're not allowed to oppose the Jews. Ever. Ever, ever. You're not even allowed to think something bad about these Jews. And they are trying to move us into war with Iran, and Trump's going to try to get a peace deal going, which we want peace above war. And then the Jews will do some kind of major false flag attack. They will find Iranian passports, and then we're at war with Iran. Or the Jews will nuke Iran, and we're supposed to move in with our aircraft carriers and our Air Force and our Navy and our Marines to support our number one ally. We have to support Israel at all costs. Every Everyone should support Israel. Israel is the best. They're the bee's knees, everybody, and we've got to serve them because we are slaves. And people just, well, they don't want to talk politics, they don't want to talk about anti-Semitism. They don't want to talk about race. They want to talk about the sports games. They love sports games. Sports, sports, sports. That's what we are involved in. So it's pretty disgusting that Trump is planning to pardon Diddy. If he's told to by his Jewish masters, he will do it. And all of the murders and all the stuff that these celebrities are involved with, and Pizzagate and the Adrenochrome and all this stuff never gets acknowledged. And that's how you know these trials are a complete bullshit fabrication. They are never going to arrest anyone. Why won't they arrest anyone? Most likely because it's Jews. The Jews serve these lizard people, and you're not allowed to talk about any of this. It's the same thing we keep trying to explain to people what is going on. And it's just so far over everyone's head. Once you talk about lizard people and hidden land, they just check out. If you talk about sports games, you can hold their attention talking about sports games. They love that. They can talk about that. But anything real where you show them all this information, they don't see it, they don't care. So Elon, next, moving on, we got a lot to cover. Elon is leaving the Trump cap, and he's out of there because of disagreements. Well, like we have said in the past, I called all this. They're going to expose all of this fraud, all of this waste, and that's it. They're never going to arrest anyone. They haven't arrested one person for stealing money and embezzling funds from the United States taxpayer through this USAID stuff. Zero arrests. And they're not going to arrest anyone. They've not arrested anyone in the Biden administration for all of the treason they have committed. They haven't arrested anyone from using the Biden auto pen to fraudulently come up with bills and funding and all this stuff. They sign it away, and then there you go. Elizabeth Warren and all these people. They're not going to arrest anyone. They're going to keep uncovering how fucked we are and how much these people have been stealing your money for the past 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Since 1913, they've stole your gold. In 1964, they stole your silver. And the money doesn't buy anything, and we're all in debt. And no one gets arrested because at the top, it's Jews. Now they put black people in charge, and you don't want to be racist, so you can't arrest them, and nothing ever happens. The same with Epstein and Diddy. They'll release all these names and no arrests, even though you supposedly have thousands of terabytes of footage in Epstein Island of them raping and murdering children and lizard people and gray aliens walking around in these underground levels. Never a word about it. They'll tell you the UFOs are coming in and the next bullshit thing is in 2027, the aliens are prepared to make contact. And we've got to prepare the people for this. You have been talking about fucking UFOs since the 40s. Nobody fucking cares. What is the point? And all these fucking retards who go on Joe Rogan's show and talk about the flight capabilities of the UFO and the abilities of these UFOs to transcend numerous galaxies, trillions of billions and quadrillions or quadrillions of light years, and well, they'll be here in 2027. Why aren't they coming here now? Well, the flux capacitor is overheated from their journey, and they've got to slow down, and it's going to take another 2 years because they're behind Venus and swamp gas reflecting off the light of whatever is keeping their ion engines from going. It's fake, stupid bullshit. But the people are all on board. They have to keep planting these seeds that these aliens are on the way. And if it's not aliens, it's a asteroid or a meteor is coming, and we gotta. Oh, it's gonna be bad. And they have several facilities trillion, $25 trillion underground cities and networks that they're planning for this big alien event and blah, 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 blah. It's just, they tell you, people go, oh, listen to this. And then the next day, the news cycle changes and it's never talked about again. This is how they do it, people. They tell you, they tell you, they tell you. Then they come up with, oh, did Biden break wind at a ceremony? Listen to the audio and, oh, Joe Biden farted. And no more talk about anything else. They move on to something else. Same with Diddy. He's peeing on people and raping them and murdering people who get in the way and find out. Nope, not going to worry about it. Then this Cash Patel and Dan Bongino have said that Epstein has killed himself. There's no conspiracy surrounding it. He killed himself. Now, at first they say the cameras all malfunctioned. The guards were all drugged and sleeping. And then he killed himself. Why were the guards poisoned if he just killed himself? Why were the cameras turned off if he just killed himself? So this means they're going to do one of two things. They're going to give you the secret is the footage is coming out, and they have to clean it up because it's graphic. I can clean up footage in about 10 minutes, adding a blurry filter on there and covering it up. But there, it's going to take them several weeks to do what a normal person could do in 10 minutes. Now, they're either going to have really bad footage and blur out his face and show this guy hanging himself, which I don't know how you hang yourself from a bed that's 6 inches off the ground. There's nothing to support your weight. Kill yourself. Or the footage is going to be from such a far away perspective and blurry, you won't see anything anyway. And then they'll say, there you go, he killed himself. Case closed. Justice has been done because he is dead. And the victims get some type of relief because Epstein is dead. Not to mention the 400 people that you're trafficking children to, and all of the people that were working in his network and covering up for him, and the Bill Gates and the nothing. And this is what they do, people. They tell you, disclose this information, and then they move on. And now you have consented to them murdering and raping children. If you're okay with it, if you're not mad and outraged and demand arrests of all these Hollywood people and politicians and stuff, then they can get away with it. And they're doing it. They're going to keep getting away with it because the people are too fucking stupid and compliant with the hypnotism of TV or whatever, and they don't want the sports games to end because that's what they watch. It's basketball. Please just arrest Diddy, but don't arrest LeBron James because he's going to get us another basketball trophy. We need our trophies. We need trophies. Don't arrest any of these actors. He's an Academy Award winning actor, and he's Jewish. They wouldn't do that. Let's get Steven Spielberg another award. And don't arrest him because he's raping and murdering children. No, no, no. We need our celebrities. We need our idol worship. We need our empty, vapid, stupid celebrities to get away with murdering people like fucking Alec Baldwin, and now he's making the rounds at the podcast circuit, talking about his legacy and his career. You fucking murdered a lady. How are you not in fucking prison? How are you not hounded everywhere you go for being a fucking murderer? Killing a lady who was investigating child sex trafficking networks in Hollywood. And anyone looking into any type of Hollywood sex trafficking networks, they die, they commit suicide, they die in a car wreck, they overdose, and nothing ever happens, and people are terrified to admit it. Okay, this is one of the reasons I have to go to Patreon, because these people have to be monitoring what we're saying here. And the second too many people start waking up and getting this information and understanding this, they'll come and try to kill me. So, I mean, I got to do what I got to do. And we got to change platforms to a paid service where we can now use the same, which is entertainment you're paying for. Just like the way the news is entertainment that you're paying for. That's why they don't have to tell you the truth, because you're paying for entertainment. The entertainment is rigged games, rigged information, and it's all part of their plan. And when you try to call these people out, they don't seem to give a shit. They don't care at all. They're so busy working and hustling to pay off all their debt that just keeps gradually increasing, and they don't do anything about it. Because what can you do? You can't pay off your credit cards at 19% interest rates. Okay? Your payment is the interest. And the debt just keeps accumulating, and there's no debt relief coming. Zero of this money they have stolen from you, not just over the Joe Biden presidency. They have been stealing this fucking money for the past 70 years. And you can't pay off your house. You can't pay off your car or your student loans or your credit card or any of the other massive amounts of debt that you have accumulated because you can't afford to do anything working the slave labor 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, and all this shit. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. You're going to have to now start working until 85. So you're never going to retire. You're going to be an obedient worker slave from birth to death. You're never getting out of this cycle. And Trump is not going to fucking help you. This guy talks the talk, but he does not walk the walk. He does not give two shits about the common man and the debt and all this shit that's going on. And these fucking Q-tard people, every single fucking thing that comes up, they will tell you, here we go. The best is yet to come. The best are coming. The buckle up Q post from 9 years ago, timestamp May 31st. That means the arrests are coming, and the gematria proves that we're getting ready for the big reversal and everything, and blah, 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 blah. And who was this masked guy at a Trump rally? Is JFK Jr. coming back? We think he was hiding in the crowd again, secretly hiding in the crowd, getting ready for the big announcement and all this shit. And it's just like, fuck, people. Don't you think if there was this plan, they would at least start doling out a little bit of money for us? Something where we could get some kind of a foothold out of this fucking hell that we're living in. And the midterms are going to come up, and the Republicans are going to lose control of the House, and the fucking horrible Democrats are going to get in, and it's going to be impeachment and invoking the 25th Amendment to get Trump out of there because he's mentally unfit. Meanwhile, Biden is shitting his pants, and the fucking Democrats are auto pinning his signature because the guy is just walking and shitting himself nonstop. And they're going to investigate Elon Musk. And they're going to investigate all these fucking people. And it's just the dog and pony show keeps going. We never, ever can get out of this. ever, because they're all working for the same Jews who are working for the lizard people who we serve. That's where these 800,000 kids go missing every year in the United States alone to feed these lizard people with blood and chemicals and all this shit in the people's blood that they're torturing us and eating them. And people, it's not that hard to figure this stuff out. It's just they don't want to touch it. It's disgusting. I look down on every one of these fucking people living a normal life, and they don't want to accept any version of reality other than what the general consensus is. And we can never get out of this cycle because the people are too stupid and compliant. They will never, ever go against their slave masters. They don't even know what it is to be truly free, and they don't care. They don't want to be free. They love that the government is taking care of them. I don't know, people. It does not look good. I'm really thinking about fucking moving to some far off place, building an underground self-sufficient area, and unplugging from the world because I've done my best. I've been making music and songs and videos, and I wrote a book, and I've done all this stuff. I've invested 20 years of my life trying to wake up these people, and they don't care. They're not going to wake up. They don't want to wake up. They don't fucking care. They couldn't care less as long as they can pretend about sports games and all this stuff. They're happy. What else? Then the Q people. King Charles gave some lecture announcement or something, and he's sitting on an expired throne. The dates are marked, and it's expired. And well, Trump is really the king because he's doing 5D chess and he's collected the pieces, and now Trump's the king of the world. And we've exchanged one slave master for another, and the people are going to be worse off than they ever were. But he's bringing jobs back. The tariffs are going to bring jobs back because you're a fucking slave, and in America, we have the smartest, most obedient slaves, and everywhere wants to make their slaves like the slaves here. Give them fast food, give them TV, give them alcohol, give them drugs. Look how dumb they are. They'll get up and go to work day after day after day, and they'll die with nothing, and they'll thank you for it. Because that's what America produces obedient worker slaves that never question anything. They have no hope, they have no dreams, they have no ambition, and this is where we're at. And the people who do seem to always be getting ahead, and you look, God, how does this guy afford a fucking boat and a nice house and a brand new truck and all? They're Freemasons. They're Masons. They're the hyper slave masters. They run the local slave plantations. And you will never get one of these jobs where they make $250,000 a year and they don't do fucking anything. They're the upper management people. They look down on you because you're not a initiated member of their fraternal order. Okay, that's probably going to be my next documentary is about Freemasons and how fucking evil these people are and the kind of shit they're truly involved in. And, it's like everything I do just puts a bigger target on my back. But well, what else are we going to do, man? This is my mission, trying to wake these fucking people up. So, I don't know. What else? The corruption at the FBI. Dan Bongino and Kath Patel are going to straighten out the corruption at the FBI. These people do not understand. The FBI is the domestic arm of the Israeli Khazarian mafia. All they do since their inception is fuck over Americans. Prohibition. They're going to make sure you're not making extra money for your family by manufacturing alcohol and all this stuff. Elliot Ness, he's going to make sure you're not growing corn and using it to make alcohol. Which, when you look into it, it had nothing to do with drinking alcohol. It had to do with running your farm equipment off of alcohol, running your car off of alcohol. And that would not be allowed. The FBI did Ruby Ridge and Waco and the Oklahoma City bombing and all the other domestic shootings there are. The CIA makes a shooter and sends them to kill all these people, and the FBI is there to cover it the fuck up. Silence anyone who sees something that goes against the general consensus. Silence the JFK people who saw what really happened that day in Dallas. Silence anyone who may have alternate footage of the Twin Towers blowing up without planes hitting them. Silence anyone who is critical of Israel in any way. And our number one terror threat is white domestic terrorists who are God-fearing people believing in Jesus Christ, a man in the clouds. They're fundamentally extremists, and that's the number one goal. Is we got to stop these people from questioning the validity of the vaccines, and we don't want anyone going against trying to radicalize the other whites and get them angry at how fucked up this country really is. So them cleaning up the FBI is bullshit. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. They're going to cover up for Israel more and more than they ever can. Dan Bongino's wife is a Christian Zionist, and Cash Patel is a whatever the fuck Zionist, and they all love Israel, and we got to protect Israel, and Israel, 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 and Jews, 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 stopping anti-Semitism, stopping people from thinking thoughts may lead to anti-Semitism, banning these videos because, boy, this guy's critical of Israel. And he will try. If you listen to these nutbags for too long, who convince you that anti-Semitism is justified because of how fucking evil these satanic pedophile Jews are? No, we gotta stop them. Send in Cash Patel and Dan Bongino. Send in the CIA to assassinate you if you question flat Earth or the moon landings. We'll make it look like you hung yourself because that's what the fuck we do. And you'll look like you're autoerotic asphyxiating yourself while masturbating or something. That's their fucking calling card. They love that. Look how many celebrities were masturbating and hanging themselves. I mean, there's like 10 different celebrities that have done this. Those are the people who were talking. All right. I mean, it never ends. The amount of horrific shit never, ever fucking ends. And it's just, the worse it gets, the more people will tell you it's not happening because Trump's putting tariffs on fucking Latin American kiwis. And we're going to grow kiwis in America because our kiwis are going to be better anyway. It's so fucking stupid. Where the fuck is our money, you fucking cocksuckers? Where is our money that you have fucking stolen? And banking receipt. His big beautiful bill secretly has Nasara stuff in it, and that's when the aid is gonna come. And that's when all our debt's gonna be forgiven, and we're gonna have more money than ever to start businesses and take trips and live and blah 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 blah. And then the time will come. Oh, it didn't pass. By three Republicans and a Democrat didn't pass the big bill. Now we're just going to have to live in this slavery forever because these Democrats and Republicans who fucked children on Epstein's Island were never arrested, and now they can continue to pull the strings and make sure our Nasara never comes through. And God, we almost got him. We almost got free from these lizard people and Jews. For the Democrat politician from Iowa and the Republican senator from fucking wherever the fuck. They stopped it. Man, if we would have only got those guys out of there, we could have been free. But it's like another 150 years of slavery because, well, we just couldn't get the bill through. This is how these fucking people operate. And the normal people are so fucking stupid, they just go, oh man, I would have been nice if we would have got all our bills paid and had some money. Oh, if it wasn't for Senator Joe Silversteinberg, man, he blocked the bill. It's fucking just like goddamn people. When are these people going to be arrested? They're not. There is no government. There is no government. It's a corporation. It's a bankrupt corporation. And the bankrupt corporation will never go out of business because they print their own fucking money. They print out ones and zeros on a spreadsheet. And geez, what payments are due? We need $48 million. Okay, let's call the guy at the Federal Reserve. Print us out $34 trillion. No problem. And the price of eggs is coming down as the tariffs are working. It's so fucking fake. The gas is still $5 a gallon. $5 a gallon in California. And, well, Gavin Newsom's going to run for president in 2028. And that's, the new world order is here, people. Trump's not going to do shit. Trump can't even say, hey, maybe these fucking Jews aren't the best people. They will never say that. You think Trump's going to say, hey, these black people are really a rambunctious group. They are out of fucking control with their fighting in the Walmart and stuff. And this is all part of the bigger plan. The radio frequency weapons are turning on and activating these people, and they are losing their fucking minds. If one black person hits someone in a Walmart, they all just fucking scurry around and they're going to get two punches in and stomp somebody's face and kick them and knock them out and bust their fucking jaw open and all this shit. And they can't help it. And you'd ask them, why did you do that? I don't know. I don't know. No need. I have no idea. They just can't help themselves. They turn it on and they go fucking wild. And they want to bring them to your neighborhood. Any white small area of peaceful community and farming. They want to bring in 200 black guys and 200 black people and black kids who are 11 years old who fucking bring guns to school and murder people. Constantly stories of young kids taking their uncles and their grandparents pistol to school and shoot this motherfucker because he wouldn't let you use his Legos or whatever the fuck. It's insanity. And there is no way out because the only way out is to get these people to wake up and understand and have a fucking backbone. Be brave and call these people out with your words. Speak out and say, I don't think it's great that these Jews are using Christian blood in their fucking rituals. Sucking on babies' penises after you circumcise them, get the adrenalized blood from their foreskin and oh yeah, you're gonna be Jewish now. Fucking evil, evil fucking shit. That hey, it's okay, they're Jewish, it's their tradition. We're Judeo-Christians. We think it's fabulous that these rabbis are fucking blowing children and all this stuff and constantly get in trouble molesting and raping kids. But hey, Israel is the gayest country in the world. And Tel Aviv is the gayest city in the world. And they're going to legalize pedophilia and bestiality and necrophilia and trees, sex with trees, or any fucking deplorable, disgusting thing you can think of. Go to Israel. It's legal there, no problem. A 3-year-old Cambodian prostitute in Israel. That's great. Thank you. They're such a holy nation of priests. fucking children and molesting people and drinking blood and all this stuff. But we can't say anything. Don't want to be mean. We do not want to be mean to these fucking people. So, another thing, Trump has tapped Palantir for DNA collection and creating profiles on the American people. Now, who do you think they're going to be wanting to profile within the demographic of the American population? Do you think it's going to be the average sports watcher who is pro MAGA, or is it going to be the conspiracy theory people who question Israel? And now they're going to have your DNA on file. Your biometric data is going to be collected and on file. So when the next pandemic comes, all of these viruses are tailor made to fucking kill you. DNA is on file with Palatine Company, and they've got some Jew who's so worried that he's going to be killed for being Jewish, and we've got to kill every white Christian person who's ever thought or questioned, said anything critical about Israel, and we got to get their biometric data so we can tailor the next gain of function research vaccine to target them and kill them off and sterilize them because we don't need any white people thinking too much, criticizing Israel, criticizing our allies in the Middle East, our number one ally in the Middle East. We can't have that. And Trump's behind us. He loves it. Oh, yeah, we're going to be the front runner. DNA collection, biometric data, and fucking Stasi profiles on our citizens who question Israel. We don't want to mess with Jared Kushner's people. I mean, they're our number one ally. We can't have that at all. Never, ever, 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 ever can we question Israel. And anyone who does, they have to be eliminated. And that's what this is all about. And they're going to move forward with this faster and faster and faster. Okay, next, I got a new segment for you. This is called I Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Probably one of the most interesting conspiracy theories that I've heard is the theory that Donald Trump is secretly working with the Galactic Federation in order to overthrow the reptilian race of lizard people. Was certain strains of the coronavirus tampered with? Did they implement the altered coronavirus strand into forms of adrenochrome, where the certain tainted batches would infect the lizard people, forcing them into a settlement with the Galactic Federation? Because the Earthmen are not members of the Galactic Federation, they are allowed to commit genocide on one another. This means there is no lawful reason why the genocide against the reptilians should be stopped. If Donald Trump and the Galactic Empire are about to go to war with lizard people, certainly biological weapons would be used. Now, if you ask me, I think there's more to this theory than meets the eye. Many factors at play through time displacement and the ability to gaze into the future using the looking glass device. Is Donald Trump working to overthrow the lizard people, or is Donald Trump a lizard person himself? Understanding that eventually the human race may awaken to the truth of what the lizard people are up to, and we will slowly move our ways into their subterranean cities and start an open battle with the race of lizard people who inhabit the underground realm. Well, you tell me, because I've heard through the grapevine that there is indeed a plan going on to overthrow the lizard people and to defeat the New World Order, forcing them to welcome us all as humanity into the Galactic Federation and the Universal Open World Policy, which will gain us access to lands unknown and forgotten, and opening up trade routes to these realms outside of our terrestrial realm. I don't know about you, but this is a conspiracy theory that I can get behind. Because if we know one thing, nothing is as it seems, and we only just heard it through the grapevine.
And that was I heard it through grapevine. So don't look at me. I heard it through the grapevine the same way you did. Okay, wrapping it up here. I want to let everybody know that I'm putting up more and more clips on Modern American Gangster Clips on Rumble. You can check out all the clips I'm putting up there. I got a whole bunch more to add. And that's a fun thing is you can, I got a playlist on my regular channel of just the clips. You can click that, play it, shuffle it, and that's a lot of fun to listen to clips. And I want to remind everybody that eventually, probably not for the next couple weeks, but I will be moving all my content to Patreon. And I could really use everyone's support. If you could sign up and support me for $10 a month, and I'm going to have tons and tons of content over there. I'm going to be re-uploading all my videos to Patreon. I'm going to be giving out on there you can download the audio of some of the documentaries so you can listen to it like a podcast. I'm going to be doing tons of exclusive content over on Patreon. And there's going to be lots of Mr. Saccavello stuff. There's going to be lots of new characters and new content. There's going to be merch. So I'm going to start doing merch and selling it. I've just made hard copy of my book, and I'll probably get some of those and sign them. I have these shirts, Modern American Gangster. I have the Modern American Gangster hats and patches, and I'm going to be selling DVDs and tons of content. If I can start getting, I mean, if I can get at least 10, 12 people, I could put out a lot more content having some funds that I can go to in order to get new equipment, get more memory for the computer so I can save more videos and things like that. And I think it's going to be really beneficial in the future if you're into this content. And $10 a month is very reasonable for what you're going to get. So please, please, please support me over on Patreon. And I'll have another announcement or another couple announcements in the time being, but it's going to be first access to a lot of these videos. I have a bunch of videos saved up. I'll just put those directly on there. And then I'm going to post less frequently to Rumble because once again, this is my 100th video, and 100 videos, 40,000 views, almost up to 400 followers on Rumble, and I haven't got 1 cent from people who watch and enjoy this content. So I tried to do this for free and put this out, but nobody ever donates. So I'm going to have to do something different and figure out a way to get sponsors and figure out how to push this content further. Because when you understand the vast amount of information that you must acquire, they teach you propaganda for 12 to 15 years in government schools and shit. So it takes 12 to 15 years of research to bypass their propaganda of all their bullshit about dinosaurs and Christopher Columbus and the cowboys and the Indians and all this bullshit, World War II and stuff, Hitler, Oy vey, the Holocaust. Everything is their information they want you to learn in order to break your soul, steal your consciousness and your creativity in order to be an obedient worker. They do not want thinkers, they want workers. So I've made 100 videos that people need to watch in order to figure out that everything you have ever fucking been told is lies and propaganda. Everything is a lie. You have to relearn every aspect of your life. Everything you know has to be rethought, reimagined, and that's how you expand your consciousness. Research backed by fact and foundation out of their understanding. We have to get out of their understanding and be at the foundational level of the information. This is where they can't compete with you. Their Freemason Israeli bots and operatives will come to argue with you, and you drop all this information and they pretend they've never heard of it. But they're on some crazy forum about adrenochrome and rabbis and stuff. Like you're just a regular sports watching person who stumbled onto this post about rabbis getting adrenochrome from sucking baby penises and stuff, and they're just, well, adrenochrome is actually a compound that's very, there's nothing psychotropic about it at all. And what do you mean you're taking DMT and adrenochrome to demonic entities and communicate with them? That's crazy. You know, it's just in fucking insane. So I'm gonna wrap this up. We're at about 55 minutes. I am back making videos after I was very sick. And remember to go watch that human cloning video. Remember to check out the video on the black new substance is really good. And all my documentaries are really good. I have a playlist on the Modern American Gangster Rumble channel with the Modern American Gangster clips up to date, the documentaries up to date, the Cooking with Mr. Saccafello videos. I got more of that coming. We got lots of interesting new ideas and information coming. It's just, I'm going to move to Patreon because I got to look out for myself at some point because no one's looking after me and no one really fucking cares. So if you like this content, that's where you're going to have to find it in the future. Okay, everyone, I love you guys. Thank you very much for watching and being a fan. Thank you for following this content and this research. And as always, I will see you next time.
But I warn you, if you make any further inquiries, or if you say a single word to anyone about what you have seen, there will be the most dire consequences for you and your family. Do you understand?